guys doing? Today I'm going to show you how to install adjustable end links on my 2007 Mustang. Now these end links come to us from StallionSuspension.com. Great products, everything made in the USA, and just overall great customer service. You've seen them in all my other videos on all the other suspension parts on my Mustang. These end links from Stallion Suspension are used on the 2005 to 2013 Mustang. The V6s, the GTs, doesn't matter. They come with Heinz joints. They're also made from T6 aluminum, very great and durable. Now, as you can see here, the point of adjustable end links is when you lower your car, you can adjust your sway bar, take the load back off it, and re-angle the sway bar. Everything that comes with your two end links also comes with some Loctite, where I will show you in the video where this goes. I'll be using some anti-seize, where I will also show you where to use this at. Another good thing to use, of course, is jack stands, and you will probably need some car ramps to put the car on so you can get underneath the car so the suspension is loaded so you can adjust these so you have the correct angle on your sway bar. So let's go ahead and begin. Okay, I have the front of the car on jack stands. The wheel's off. Here is your stock end link on the Mustang. Here's the bolt up here that you're going to have to take off, and pretty much, I'll show you in a second, but you're going to need a 6mm to hold here and then an 18 to take off the nut behind it. Here's the strut tower so you know where you're located, and then if you go down, you can see the bottom of the end link. The nut for the bottom's on the back, and this is the sway bar right here. Now if you look, you can see a pretty big difference between Stallion Suspensions and the stock. This is definitely going to improve your front handling. So let's go ahead and get started removing the top. You're going to use the 8mm. Put your 18 on, and then you're going to need your 8 to hold it. Now, everything you see on this side will be exactly the same on your passenger side. And it's that simple. Now we're going to move on to the bottom. Alright, now we're at the bottom. You can put your 18 wrench in, hold it with your 6, just like so, and do the same thing. And then we're going to go ahead and disconnect the end link. Alright, now here's your stock one. Of course, really cheap, usually are rubber bushing, nothing special. It's very flimsy. And here's your Stallion Suspension. Now I took the ends off, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take these ends, so it makes it easier to adjust if I ever choose to, is you just put some anti-seize on the threads. And then you go ahead and thread it in, back in. Some of it's reverse thread because of the way you have to adjust it, so I screwed that on. And the same with the other end, just a little bit. We're going to go ahead and put that back in. And now we're going to set a basic adjustment. Now my car is lowered at 1.5 inches. If yours is stock, you will end up leaving it this way. But you want to make it so it's about equal to the stock one. This is about fairly close. Now that I'm lowered, once I get this in, I'm not really going to tighten it down. So we're going to go ahead and put that one in the car. Alright, now we're going to put the new one in. And what you want to do is you have it right here. You have the sleeve. Goes through so it sits inside the joint. Now right here on the threads, we're going to go ahead and put some of that Loctite that came with it on the threads. You're going to place it through. And make sure you have, again, Loctite on the threads, and you're going to place the nut on. Now do not tighten it down at this time. And now we need to work our way at the bottom. And it'll be the same thing with the sleeve. Let me take the nut. And then if you have to, make sure your ends are parallel. Place it in. And same thing again is put, if you can see it, Loctite on the end threads. And then place your nut. And keep it loose. Alright, I have it hand tightened pretty well. Now I'm going to torque it 80 foot-pounds. And if you hear that click, it means it's torqued. Now we'll go to the bottom and torque that to 80. Alright, now that it's tightened on this end and the top end, we're going to leave these locking nuts right here loose. And once we finish the passenger side, we're going to mount the wheels, put it on ramps, and make sure the car is level on jack stands and ramps to load the suspension. And at that point, you'll rotate this, and as you can see, the sway bar is going down this way. It's going up. So we're going to go ahead and lower it and go from there. Alright, now that I have the wheels on, I have the front of the car on ramp so I can get underneath and adjust the end links, and now the rear isn't level. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jack up the rear of the car so the whole car is level and put the rear end on jack stands. That way my front end is loaded just how it would be if I was on the road. Alright, now that I'm underneath the car, you can see, now you want this parallel with the car and the ground. So you're going to go ahead and turn it until you get it. Now once you get it parallel, while the suspension's lowing, you're going to lock down this lock nut right here. Now right here, you can fit a 1-inch wrench to hold this and a 24 millimeter to tighten this at the same time. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten that down as soon as I get my sway bar parallel to the frame and the ground. Now once you think you have it parallel, as I said, you're going to lock this down. But an easy way to match both sides is measure the distance from the top of that nut to down here. And now you want these at an angle as well. You don't want them pitched at any degree. So go ahead and measure so both sides are equal, and then tighten them down. So there you guys go. I showed you how to install Stallion Suspension's front adjustable end links for your sway bar. I know at times it was a little bit difficult to show in the recording process of what I was doing, but if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I always respond back to you guys. In the description will be a link to StallionSuspension.com's website where you can get your suspension products as well. Great products, everything made in the USA, and the best prices out there for what you're getting. Definitely check them out. In the description also will be a link to our Facebook page where you can find us. You can also leave us comments there and we'll always get back to you guys. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thanks again, guys.